A warm welcome to Zanis TV Main News. I'm your presenter Nambula Mwangala and my sign language interpreter is Joas Chikombwe. Let's look at the top stories making headlines. Government reaffirms commitment of 3 million tons copper production. Chitambo illegal miners given 7 days ultimatum. Youth resource centers to receive solar renewable facilities. Plus, let Chief Mwana Chingwala's wife put to rest. We begin our news with the mining segment. Minister of Mines Paul Kabuswe has reaffirmed government's target of producing 3 million tons of copper per year by 2030. Zanis reports that Mr. Kabuswe was speaking when Burundian Minister of Hydraulic Energy and Mines Ibrahim Uwizeye paid a courtesy call on him today at a learning exchange program. Mr. Kabuswe said mining in Zambia is a vital contributor to the country's gross domestic product GDP. Therefore, a technical team from Zambia and Burundi will be established to exchange knowledge on mining. The minister disclosed that the 3 million ton production of copper will be established from the brown fields with 1.5 million tons, adding that the difference will be mined from the new green fields. And Mr. Uwizeye noted that Zambia has proven mining records that his country can learn from, hence the exchange visit to Zambia. He explained that Burundi lacks financial capacity in the mining industry. Mr. Uwizeye added that the exchange visit to Zambia is also meant to finalize the Mining Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between Zambia and Burundi, initiated by President Hakainde Hichilema and his Burundian counterpart Evariste Ndayishimiye on 2nd August 2024.
So like I said, the sector was a bit depressed, it slowed down, so we are rejuvenating it. It went down from 800, sometime even to 650,000 tons. Now we want to shoot up to 3 million tons, and we are well on course to reach that target. So basically, we are estimating that through the brown fields, we are going to get about half of that target. Then the other figure we are...
Still on mining segment, Minister of Mines and Minerals Paul Kabuswe says government will not tolerate illegal mining. Mr. Kabuswe said many lives have been lost due to illegal mining, adding that government will not tolerate the practice. The minister was speaking during the launch of the National 3 million metric tons of copper production strategy by 2031 and the National Critical Minerals Strategy at Government Complex. More in the following report.
The Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development today launched the National 3 million ton copper production strategy to be achieved by 2031 and the National Critical Minerals Strategy from 2024 to 2028. Speaking at the launch, Minister of Mines and Minerals Development Paul Kabuswe says the strategies will advance Zambia's economy as well as help government curb illegal mining.
We'll map this country as part of the strategy. In fact, this falls in the critical mineral strategy as well. Because the critical minerals that the whole world is talking about, Zambia has all of them. The strides and the policy environment we have created as UPND government will actually facilitate the reaching of the 3 million tons. The other thing that I want to emphasize on, please, all of us that are in mining, this country or this government is highly, I repeat, highly intolerable to illegal mining. And we are coming after illegal miners. The task force is in place, and will be going around the country. Illegal mining deprives us, number one, of our lives because people die. They are doing unsafe mining. Two, they deprive people of economic status because usually illegal miners sell to unscrupulous buyers.
And speaking on behalf of the mining sector, the president of the Chamber of Mines, Godwin Vene, in a speech read for him by the Chamber's CEO, Sokwani Chilembo, commended the government on the set strategies.
The sector is thus hopeful that now that all these strategies are done and we are in the fine-tuning phase of law and regulation, government will prioritize the firming of its grasp, as we've heard from the Minister today, on the control of safety, health, and preservation of the environment in the day-to-day functioning of the industry, and preserve the host communities' environments and their cultural heritages, flora and fauna endowments. All this while the Treasury continues to secure its dues and all laws are adhered to will ensure that Zambia's path to becoming a bastion of mining excellence and a debt-free, high middle-income country will be realized in the medium term via the 3 million ton vision. Honorable Minister, Permanent Secretary, government officials here present, on behalf of all of us that are here, we would like to thank the Head of State, the New Dawn government, and yourselves for this sustained effort and for bringing us to this point.
Meanwhile, the UNDP resident representative, James Wakiaga, observed that the strategies will benefit the Zambian people.
Strategies we are launching today should be able to provide a systematic and a structured way of managing the mining sector in this country and the beneficiation of the people of Zambia. As UNDP, we fully align with this development and will continue to work very closely with the ministry.
The national 3 million metric ton copper production strategy is set to guide the Zambian government with the implementation of a number of strategies aimed at attaining the target. Kasweka Sakambo reporting, Lusaka.
Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa has given 3,000 illegal miners at Kusuka Mine in Chitambo District a 7-day ultimatum to seek better ways of extracting gold. Mr. Nkulukusa, who toured the mine forest about 80 kilometers from the Central Business District of Chitambo, has stressed the need to take safety measures and protect children. More in the following reports.
They have literally left their homes to camp in Kasuku area in search of gold. The gold was only discovered about 2 weeks ago, but today, over 3,000, among them children, are digging and sieving soils to get gold.
We are here in search of gold. We need the government to give the mines to the youths, as they did in Chingola, so that we can also get jobs.
Some have come with their entire families.
We have also observed that there is child labor. It's very sad to see a young child carrying a bucket of sand, a 25 kg of sand, from all the way from that mountain to the river, being involved in washing gold.
Central Province Minister Mwabashike Nkulukusa has toured the mines in the middle of a forest about 80 kilometers from Chitambo Boma. Mr. Nkulukusa has given the illegal miners a 7-day ultimatum in which to formalize their activities.
We want you to work properly, and when 7 days finishes, people will come and sit with you on how to move forward. Please cooperate so that at the end of the day, also, if you have a committee, that is your leadership. I'm sure you have chosen leadership here. Start sitting down and put proposals of the way forward to avoid to formalize, so that we move out of what is called illegal to legal, and we stop cholera from coming, because very soon the rains are now coming, will come in October.
Provincial Police Commissioner Charity Munganga has warned them against engaging in illegal activities. Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Chitambo.
Minister of Green Economy and Environment, Mike Mposha, says government remains committed to work with the German government in its agenda to participate in carbon market trading. Mr. Mposha observes that Germany is an ideal partner to offer capacity building to Zambia to explore opportunities and risks of the carbon market framework. He was speaking when the Parliamentary State Secretary of German Economic Affairs and Climate Action, Stefan Winzel, and his delegation paid a courtesy call on him at his office in Lusaka today. Mr. Mposha said Zambia remains ready to join other leaders in implementing Article 6 of the carbon market mechanism in the fight against climate change. And Mr. Winzel said Germany is offering capacity building to Zambia on carbon trading and fight against climate change. He noted that Germany will always remain ready to collaborate with Zambia in an ambitious endeavor to mitigate the adverse effects of climate change, which is posing a threat to many sectors of the economy.
As we wrap up the discussions on the role of carbon markets in the achievement of our nationally determined contribution, I am informed that a number of countries came together to openly discuss opportunities and risks of the carbon markets for host countries, the status of the national carbon market frameworks, and key barriers we have seen or perceived. You also discussed our capacity building needs and how we can overcome them to be successful in our participation in international carbon markets. We are privileged and honored as Zambia that we were selected to host this very important dialogue, and we are happy to share, and we will continue to share our experiences on what has worked and what still needs capacity building with regards to carbon markets. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin this meeting, allow me to share some insights into Zambia's climate change commitment. We can all agree that climate change is one of the major challenges the world is facing today. All our countries, either in the north or south of the globe, are experiencing increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather, events such as temperatures, droughts, or floods. And this meeting is coming at a time when the SADC region, and Zambia in particular, has faced its worst share of severe drought, which was actually declared a national disaster, affecting about 84 districts out of our 116 districts.
What you already achieved on capacity building and harnessing Article 6 of the Paris Agreement in fighting climate change and financing countries' low carbon development. And what you talked about and challenge for food processing and also for the electricity sector. So it's a thing no land on the world can handle alone. We must work together, we must cooperate, and for me it's very nice to see what's worked already, what's done already, where's the progress, but also where's still some more work to do.
Government has made available 2.8 million kwacha for the immediate repair of 14 elevators at the University Teaching Hospital UTH, which have not been operational. Minister of Health Elijah Muchima says government aims to improve healthcare services across the country. The minister regrets that the institution and its facilities were left to deteriorate over the years without any action. Dr. Muchima said this when he visited UTH in the company of the ministry's Permanent Secretary for Administration, Christopher Simonga. Meanwhile, Professor Simonga revealed that a further 2.5 million kwacha has been set aside for health improvements at the Kitwe Central Hospital. The University Teaching Hospital has engaged Zao Elevators Limited and Shindwe Elevators to carry out repair works at the institution. Chieftainess Musoro of the Kunda people of Mamba district in Eastern Province has called for a drought response for wild animals that are terrorizing people as they search for food and water. Her Royal Highness said while the government has come up with drought response interventions, there is a threat of food insecurity as animals are now targeting communities around game management areas. Chieftainess Musoro said there is need for a coordinated multi-sectoral approach to addressing the threat of wildlife leaving their natural habitat in search of food. She was speaking when Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba met 4 chiefs from Mambwe district who included Chief Munkanya, Chief Malama and Chief Jumbe. And Mr. Sikumba says a multi-sectoral committee chaired by the Vice President Mutalena Lumango held a meeting to look at drought response measures. Mr. Sikumba said various interventions put in place include, among others, the drilling of over 2,000 boreholes across the country to improve access to water for both humans and animals.
Kulira kwaso ino nthawi ya mliri wa njala taona kuti mavuto ya kulirako kukula kwa mavuto si uko. While we have been seeing relief maize being distributed here and there in most of our areas, we have seen even seed being distributed. What we have not seen is how do we deal with animals that are running away from lack of water in their habitats? How do we deal with situations where they are running away from just lack of food generally? How are we dealing with that? Because we are now the ones that are bearing the brunt of that.
Royal Highnesses, we have earmarked close to 2,000 boreholes dotted across the country, which needs to be sunk so that pezeko manzi apa peti nangenera from Nyimba taona tilwangwa yamba kustana yambo jubika, and that in itself tells you that the water table is now under stress. Wildlife now yamba kungena muma communities because nje kwa mene kuli manzi. That's why mzambo kuona manje ati yamene human wildlife conflict manje yambo kutivuta muno mfuwe muno tamvira tikuli njovu yamene isa ino kingana manyumba itenga tumasaka twaunga yatenga saka yaenda na kuenda because they're looking for food. Those days kuzopeza katikuli minis mumaminda manje hapa kulibe. So we are looking at ways on how we're going to mitigate. That in itself, Your Royal Highnesses, and to give you comfort, is headed by Her Honor the Vice President, and I can safely tell you that every single week there is a meeting that she calls upon for each and every one of us to update her on what issues we are sorting out.
In construction news, Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has handed over completed Constituency Development Fund CDF projects in Ron constituency valued at 4.8 million kwacha. Mr. Matambo says government is making every effort to attain national development and transform CDF implementation into a series of existing and beneficial developmental projects which are aimed at changing communities without leaving anyone behind. Also in the news, the Office of the Public Protector has embarked on an exercise aimed at resolving challenges facing the provision of government services to the general public.
Government institutions are mandated with the task of serving every citizen of Zambia. And to ensure that this mandate is honored, the Office of the Public Protector is there to follow up and ensure that citizens are served to the highest standard. Caroline Sokoni, the Public Protector of the Republic of Zambia, is visiting Chiawa village to get a first-hand understanding of what's on the ground.
We said let's start from the southernmost part of Zambia, which is the biggest chiefdom. And we identified Chieftainess Chiawa as the biggest chiefdom, which is the southernmost part of Zambia. The Office of the Public Protector investigates government. So if a government institution is not working properly, if they are not giving NRCs, if they are not giving passports, if they are giving bad services at government hospitals, if they are giving bad services in government schools. If ZESCO is not giving a good service, whatever, whichever ministry, whichever department of government.
Provincial coordinators for the Office of the Public Protector gave their remarks assuring the locals of their diligent service.
If someone has rudely treated you, get the name. Ask for the name of that person and submit that complaint to the Office of the Public Protector, who will deal with that person.
The office has become big and we've gone to provinces. So what is happening is that when you bring a complaint to do with NRC, for example, we are able to attend to it and resolve it within a month. So what we are trying to say, if you have complaints about NRC, put the documents together and bring it to the attention of the public protector. The numbers, the contacts we are going to leave so that you are able to have your problems resolved.
A local headman expressed pleasure over the development.
Kuno mavuto yaliko zoona chinawa makuti munapaka poyamba munali wang'ono so pamene munapaka I think mzamba kutitandiza.
As government strives to serve the people of Zambia, the Office of the Public Protector will always be there to prevent as well as correct any shortfalls public institutions may have along the way, in order to seamlessly convey the vision of the new Dawn government into action. Francis Kalenga reporting for Zanis in Chiawa, Lusaka Province.
Also in the news, Chinsali Area Member of Parliament, Kalalwe Mukosa, says government will not tolerate poor workmanship among local contractors carrying out Constituency Development Fund CDF projects in Chinsali constituency of Muchinga Province. Mr. Mukosa, who was speaking in an interview with the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis in Chinsali today, said that substandard construction works by some contractors may lead the government into wasteful expenditure if left unchecked. Details in the following report by Wupe Lombanya.
Poor workmanship on community projects can lead government into wasteful spending. In Chilinda Ward, in Chinsali District, construction of a 1x2 classroom block at Muzimanzi Primary School costing over 400,000 kwacha is one project that has not impressed Chinsali Area Member of Parliament, Kalalwe Mukosa.
The blocks that the contractor is using are of very poor quality, such that there is too much sand and you can even wonder if there is cement. At the slightest touch, they are crumbling. Those are the blocks that have been used to build the 1x2 classroom block, which has even reached ring beam level. Though this time when we visited with the engineer from the council, the contractor was given an instruction that he needs to halt the construction works until further guidance is provided. When you look at the ring beam, the contractor is not following the recommended building procedures and practices, which means that the structural integrity is compromised.
Mr. Mukosa pointed out that government is willing to support and engage local contractors who are able to deliver quality works.
My appeal to the local contractors who are undertaking projects in Chinsali is that please make sure that you adhere to recommended building standards. We want to support you, but we can only support you if the work that you are doing is work that can be appreciated, work that is of quality. We will not allow shoddy works in Chinsali because we want these structures, when we build, they should stand a test of time.
Government is determined to give preference to local contractors if they remain committed to adhere to the recommended building specifications. Wupe Lombanya reporting for Zanis News in Chinsali, Muchinga Province.
Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts Permanent Secretary Kangwa Chileshe says the government will invest over 2.3 million kwacha in the establishment of the solar renewable facilities in all youth resource centers across the country. Mr. Kangwa says this is to mitigate the current electricity deficit resulting from the drought. Speaking in Choma district when he officiated at an engagement meeting with officials from youth resource centers across the country, Mr. Chileshe also revealed that the government will commence repossessing vehicles, agriculture and mining equipment from loan beneficiaries that have continued defaulting payments. Liseli Simsole has more details in this report.
Youth resource centers are crucial to advancing socio-economic development among youths through various vocational training and skills development initiatives. However, with the ongoing power deficit being experienced across the country, operations at these facilities stand to suffer. But now, the Ministry of Sport, Youth and Art, at a recent engagement meeting targeting managers from youth resource centers, which was held in Choma district, has committed to resolving challenges with electricity deficit being faced by these institutions.
We cannot go forward until we have a game plan for you. So we would like to install solar in your youth resource center. As your PS, I will commit through my minister 100,000 to each youth resource center. That's 2.3 million.
Mr. Chileshe has also bemoaned the laxity of loan beneficiaries in repayment of loans awarded to them.
There are some who have been paying, majority have not been paying. And so being a caring government, I think we've taken about 3 years of saying, whoever got a loan, please bring back the money and all that. But after 3 years, you can only do so much. So we've moved into high gear and started repossessing a lot of equipment. We've repossessed 2 excavators. We've repossessed 2 hammer mills as a ministry. If we are not getting the necessary cooperation or responses, then we'll basically get back the Zambian people's property and give it to more worthy institutions or individuals.
Some beneficiaries have commended government for its commitment towards ensuring the growth of youth resource centers.
On behalf of the center managers, I would like to appreciate the support and effort the ministry is making to make sure the youth resource centers thrive.
Liseli Muche, Zanis, in Choma District, Southern Province.
We take a break. Join us for more stories coming up. Keep watching.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kavika says government has made significant strides to scale up protection interventions that will not only promote the women's interests but men as well. Ms. Kavika was speaking when social cash transfer SCT beneficiaries in Mongwe, Mporokoso and Kaputa districts commended government for working tirelessly in ensuring that the social cash transfer program is well implemented and transforming lives of the elderly people. Pefias Mutale has the details in the following reports.
Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kavika is in Northern Province monitoring and evaluating the performance of the Girls' Education, Women's Empowerment and Livelihoods JEWEL project. During an engagement with beneficiaries, the Permanent Secretary also listened to how men have also benefited to different empowerment programs.
I'm the first beneficiary of emergency funding. Porokoso, from the bottom of my heart, let my New Dawn administration.
Fidelis Ilombe of Kaputa district claims he was the poorest man in the village thanks to social cash transfer.
Detotela sana ukuteko waba akainde ichilema pakuleta ko social cash transfer. Wena na lesunga ko kano nonga bamforesha na alishitamo na alikulishamo na kanda.
Luwingu Wafuano Disability Club members have also praised the government for providing them with a decent life.
Social cash transfer na alikula mo 9 room house na kita mambalaka na vika na right social cash transfer na phone na vika.
Charles Cheweskistetu of Chitimukulu village is now having 3 meals a day as he has engaged in gardening and is busy harvesting and selling vegetables.
Chakubalira pondeto tela sana ba echi bakainde hichilema bakuleto wanshi kuba social cash transfer. Na mbilo kupoka social cash transfer mu 2021. Kwashitashira amba kupoka social cash transfer na lecho. Alete maveti temene system. Vanu maya kutira tinasava pawanshi kuba social cash transfer. Ino na ishire kurenda na macha social cash transfer. Na ishire chitamwe mbuto cha repu na Chinese.
Miss Kabika was the happiest more than the beneficiaries themselves after she listened to the testimonies.
So you all say there my empowerment coming from different angles. So nga my frox and empowerment ku community development kuti mwaya ku CDF. Nga my frox CDF kuti mwaya ku Ministry of Agriculture. So now kwatama options yanga ayengi.
Bethiasi Mutale, Zanis News in Luwingu.
20 households in Chief Mapanza's chiefdom have been empowered with 144 chickens to reduce the devastating effects of climate change affecting many households in Choma district. Choma District Commissioner Gamela Sikalea, who witnessed the pass-on ceremony, commended the community for expanding their livelihoods and urged them to engage into value addition. Gift Banji now reports.
We effect, in collaboration with Heifer International, with financial support from the Swedish government, has successfully made a first pass-on gift of 167 chickens to other women club beneficiaries in Simakakata area of Kalomo. The Women Economic Empowerment WE project is being implemented through the Kalomo District Women Association by supporting several clubs with various capacity building skills in income generating activities.
The 20 women who are generous passing on these chickens have demonstrated a remarkable commitment and solidarity. As the government of the Republic of Zambia, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, we are very grateful for the support rendered to our people in Kalomo district. We urge WE Effect and the Heifer International Zambia to continue with such initiatives in other areas so that together we can alleviate poverty in our country.
For International Programs Officer Chavota Miova is happy with the women's commitments towards achieving the project's objectives.
Mulindise iva heifa eji chintu chiyenda kuchitika sunu cha pass on the gift chintu chikondere yakapati alimwi ichileta ikukomana mukuti chintu chitwali kulangira imazuva ayinda kuti tubone nzira yakuti ngatwasumpula kuti ibumi wa makaintu. Who were beneficiaries today have turned to be donors. Botuyanda kubona kuti imuka intu aumwe kuno kuchoko cha Kalomo ajane lusumpuko ilwa kupindauka winda mu buhubi bwa nkuku.
District Women's Association Coordinator Betty Chisamu is equally impressed with the strides her 13 Women Area Association membership is forging ahead under the WE Project Desire.
Ono office ya Kalomo District Area Women's Association twamupagulumba anwebo kukutausi omukutauga ikuyumya mama aya.
Reporting Martin Mashagwan Kalomo, Zanis, Southern Province.
The Catholic Relief Services, CRS, has handed over 8 modified motor tricycle ambulances to Chipangali district in Eastern Province with the aim of improving timely referrals of patients, especially pregnant women, newborn babies and children. More in the following report.
CRS has handed over 8 tricycle community ambulances to health facilities in Chipangali district. The donated ambulances under the Mai na Mwana Phase 2 project will service communities in 6 chiefdoms in the area. District Administrative Officer officiated at the handover ceremony.
The first target of this Sustainable Development Goal is to reduce the global maternal mortality ratio to less than 70 per 100,000 live births. Most women in our communities face this challenge during maternal and newborn emergencies, resulting in home deliveries and at times dying while giving birth. Answering to the above challenge, CRS has provided Chipangali communities with 8 tricycle ambulances. These will be managed by the communities working with the health facilities. The ambulances will be serving communities from the 6 chiefdoms.
The Catholic Relief Services explains the aim of the initiative.
By introducing these community ambulances, we are not only improving response times in emergencies, but also building a bridge of trust between our healthcare system and the community. So this initiative is aimed at improving the rural emergency health transport and community referral systems, linking communities and health facilities, thereby addressing the second delay contributing to maternal and newborn mortality, which is the delay to reach the health facility from home or the community.
The traditional leadership in the area is elated with the gesture.
RCS batokoza kwa kukuru kwa mbili paizimwa chita utandizira pa umoya waife vantu kuti umoya upite pasogolo.
Reporting, I'm Auxilia Banda in Chipangali, Eastern Province.
The Veterinary Department in Kasama District has vaccinated 750 dogs during the mass dog vaccination exercise conducted in the last month. Kasama District Veterinary Officer Alice Ziambo said the exercise was conducted to fight rabies in the district, which broke out in March this year. Dr. Ziambo said government procured 750 doses of anti-rabies vaccines which were used to administer dogs. Dr. Ziambo said the vaccination program, which ran from 29th July to August 21st, received an overwhelming response from the community members who were bringing their dogs for free vaccination. And James Kangwa, a Kasama resident, has said government has done a commendable job of quickly responding to the outbreak. Dr. Kangwa said the local authority, working with the Department of Veterinary Services, should ensure that they start conducting dog elimination exercise for stray dogs to prevent further outbreaks of rabies.
Kasama district recorded an outbreak in dog rabies on 29th March 2024, and after that we had another positive rabies case which necessitated government response in form of dog vaccines to allow us to respond to this particular outbreak. So the government gave us 750 doses of dog rabies, which we administered to the dogs in the area where the outbreak took place. And the 750 doses were administered from 29th July to 21st August, and the response was overwhelming from the public.
And finally, on our news, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Gary Nkombo, has called on the people of Mwana Chingwala's chiefdom to identify and install a chief. Speaking at the burial of late Chief Mwana Chingwala's wife, Molly Malambo, Mr. Nkombo noted with sadness that the chiefdom has had no chief for the past 4 years. He has since appealed to those in the royal family to put succession wrangles aside and realize that there can only be one chief at a time. Details are in the following reports.
The royal palace of the Manachingwala Chiefdom was filled with grief after mourners from diverse backgrounds gathered to pay their last respect to the late Molly Dumpwa Malambo, the wife to the late Chief Manachingwala. Friends, family, the clergy, traditional and civil leaders honored the late Miss Malambo, whose life they described as marked with dedication and unwavering support to the people of Manachingwala Chiefdom. Chief Rep Christian Chomba has described the late as one who helped preside over matters in the chiefdom after the death of her husband 4 years ago.
Chief Manachingwala, may he so rest in peace. 20 July 1920, 2020 I mean. Ababaje mbele kalikupona mbabo. Ikupona utali kupona bina banji. Bali kujiwa yabambawula. Ikupwa handime.
President Hakainde Hichilema conveyed his message of condolences to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Garin Kombo.
Wandipa moni wakusa President wamba uti wayaoga baambile banajiha utinda usamaningi guzi ninagwa mama binapipa.
The minister appealed to the people of Manachingwala to choose a chief to succeed Charles Malambo, the late Chief Manachingwala who died 4 years ago.
Kwa 4 years, kugwani baka wakatata noga hilo, miondo. Jato alira ikutana mwami, ogunogubusena. Onajasika wao, ingadalisa mpulanga sampuka nde mwanenga, sampuka kama deputy minister ulanga bamami, onse. Kulibabo baanda jabwami, kulibabo baerete, bani watu balerete, kama hiba kuti mumpemo. Unjiramo muno omwegindi dongaye domwe ilatimwa kwanza nonse 16 utumubeba mami kulera abantu bongaye bomwe tuladamwa nomwe.
Reporting for Zanis News in Mazabuka District, Lumamba Sibugu.
As we end the news, a reminder of the top stories that made headlines. Government reaffirms commitment of 3 million tons copper production. Chitambo illegal miners given 7 days ultimatum. Youth resource centers to receive solar renewable facilities. Plus, late Chief Manachingwala's wife put to rest. On behalf of my sign language interpreter, Joas Chikombwe, and the entire news production crew, my name is Nambula Mwangala. Thank you for watching.